Hello and welcome to another episode of Eat, Smoke, Drink. Today I'll have a bit of a strange review. I'm currently going to be at a very small whiskey tasting session, but I'm also having this particular cigar and I want to take the opportunity to review it because, well, I've only got one and they're really hard to find. It is the 2014 Fuente Don Carlos Anivesario limited edition. So very hard to find, very hard to, during my whole 2 months in the US, I couldn't find this except for in one place. So I thought I'd give it a review. If you have a look, very ornate band. Very ornate band. It comes with a cedar wrap and a black tip as well, so it's pretty cool. I mean, the packaging is certainly got a premium feel to it. So I'm looking forward to cutting, toasting, and having this tonight. See you soon. First impressions, it's a little tighter draw than your usual Opus, but quite nutty, quite earthy, and you can definitely taste a bit of that ferment in there, a little of that sourness of that fermented tobacco, which is really good. But I'm getting, straight away, I'm getting coffee, I'm getting hay. And it's quite creamy, so the smoke is quite good. It's quite tight draw, but look, what I'll do is I'll see you in the first third and I'll let you know what I think. Cheers. So it's always a privilege reviewing a cigar like this because it's quite rare, but is it worth the hype? Let's see how we go. Smoke output is absolutely glorious. As you can see, it's quite thick, quite rich. It's coffee, hay, creamy, and then you can definitely taste that ferment in there. So I could tell it's well-aged tobacco. It better be for the price you're paying for it. It's about 35 to 50 USD, so it's pretty up there. But so far it's tasting good, but you never know until you get to the middle and the end. So let's see what happens in the first third, and see you again. So I'm pairing this Fuente Special Edition with a Milton Duff 33-year-old Adelphi. The reason why I'm doing that is because it is quite a relatively soft whiskey. It's not too overpowering, and it lets me taste the cigar fully. So far, the smoke output is perfect. The cigar burn is perfect. The ferment is absolutely perfect. That person singing in the background is Lloyd. He has a mental retardation. So we accommodate him, but that's fine. And I'm not saying that in the worst way possible. I'm just saying that it's one of those things. So this one here, the ferment is quite heavy. So it's a well-aged tobacco. They've made it pure Dominican from what I've read about it, and it's still very creamy, very nutty, but it's quite a potent cigar. Coffee, earthy, but it is quite a potent cigar. It really is quite a complex cigar. So far, so good. The burn has been perfect, and the smoke output has been perfect, and I'm quite enjoying it actually. And but look, I'm just approaching the first third. I will see you again in the second and the third and see what happens. Cool. So what I'm doing today is actually a bit unusual. I'm going to progress whiskies with the progression of the cigar. I can predict where it's going. Obviously it's going to get more intense, but I'm going to, the second third, I'm going to pair it with the Imperial Gordon MacPhail 1996. The Imperial is a closed distillery, quite a delicate whiskey, but obviously it still has some oomph to it. And I'm using a 1920s blender's glass. It's becoming my new premium glass for tasting. So far, my observation with this cigar, look, the funk is massive. It's massive funk. Well-aged tobacco, super complex, but it's not oily at all. The smoke is relatively light and fluffy, tasty. Nutty, a little bit of espresso coming through, slightly creamy, but it reminds me of that silage that you feed cows, that smell, that funkiness, and that comes from the well-fermented tobaccos. And look, if I'm rolling my words, please forgive me because I have had 10 whiskies tonight so far. We've had a bit of a tasting, but I must say this cigar has pleasantly surprised me. It is about $33 when I got it. I actually got it from Fredericksburg from a lounge, which was awesome, but it's about $50 to $60 if you were to buy this out in the market right now. The intensity of flavor is not building up too much. I'm starting to get a bit of amaretto almond liqueurs in it, which usually is an indication that towards the end, about here, it's going to get quite intense and potent. In this case, I'm quite excited with it because it's not going to get bitter. I know it's going to get more complex and build on itself. I'm a little nervous, but I'm a little excited as well. Oh, look, it's a beautiful smoke. It's a beautiful smoke. But look, I will see you in the next third. The end of the second third, and tell you what I've felt. And I'm pairing it with quite a relatively light Imperial. Imperials are generally quite light from my experience. I'm fitting luxury and rarity for luxury and rarity. As always, I just think it's quite an interesting thing to do. So I've just finished the second third, and I'm approaching the third, the last third. I'm going to pair it with a rare malt Tenninic 23. And the reason why I'm pairing it with that is because that's quite a robust whiskey, a bit more confronting, and it won't drown with the last third or with the last part of the cigar. So I'm about to finish my second third, and I'm finding this is one of the look, as far as Fuente is concerned, this is an exceptional cigar, exceptional example. The funk of the ferment of the cigar is very, very present. It's absolutely outstanding. The cigar smoke output is great, and it's not changing too much for me, which is great, which is a good sign of a well-made cigar, a well-chosen blend. But look, this cigar is fantastic. I think, shit, if you can find this, pimp yourself out and do some dirty deeds for these things, it's fantastic. I love it. Complexity, but not overpowering. It's not oily, but definitely the smoke output is satisfying and thick. And look, look at that. Look at that smoke output. It's fantastic. So I'm pairing the last part of this with the Tenninic or Tenninic 23. 23, because I think that the last part of this will withstand that power. Oh, freaking fantastic.
So, I got one of those fucking
Alright, we're now in the last third. About getting to the band stage, I'm having a Remont Blerathol 27 with it. But I'm also pairing it with a caramel mud cake, because towards the end of this, it's actually becoming quite intense and quite strong. Blerathol. Now, Blerathol becomes Blair's asshole when you're about 5th dram in and above. Blerathol, Blair's asshole, tasty as hell. This particular one is quite a floral Blerathol. But the reason why I'm having the mud cake with it is because the high sugar content is really helping me with a cigar. What I like about the cigar is it's consistent all the way through. It's getting more and more intense, but a sign of a good cigar is that it doesn't get too crazy and too stupid towards the end. And so I quite like that because it's relatively predictable the way it progresses, but it doesn't kind of surprise you too much and go, oh, there you go, left field flavors. It really is quite a consistent flavor all the way through, but it becomes slightly more and more intense. And I find that to be, my personal opinion, is that it's quite a reliable cigar when it does that, because then you know that the blending is intentional and the aging is intentional, and it's not just someone in a shed blending a bunch of cigars thinking, oh, I wonder if this will taste good. As you can see, the smoke output, the draw is a medium draw. The smoke output is phenomenal, and it's extremely tasty. The amaretto almond liqueur is becoming more pronounced. Espresso is becoming more pronounced, but you can still taste that funk, which I really like. I've taken my time with this. I haven't rushed the cigar at all, and it's a hell of a treat. If you get a chance to get this 2014 cigar, I highly recommend it. I think it's a go. If you see it, the 2008 or the 2014, I just take it. Because, look, one, it's quite rare. It can serve as a bit of a currency for trading cigars. So if you buy more than one, smoke one. If you don't like it, you can trade it because it's quite rare. But two, for special occasions and for special whiskies like this, and it's not every day you have a rare malt whiskey, you might as well, right? You might as well keep it and have a luxurious experience with another luxurious whiskey experience. Overall, yeah, look, overall conclusion on this cigar, it's a go. It is quite a strong cigar. I mean, if you compare it to the high-end Cuban cigars, it's definitely on the strong side of strength. Not flavor, but strength. It is definitely on the strong side. But if you can handle the strength, I say go for it. And yeah, I do have a affinity to having dessert and infusing it with smoke. It's really good. It's like having a smoked caramel, and you have a sip of cigar, sip of whiskey. And a smoke of cake. Yeah. It's all hedonism. It's hedonism. This cigar, this whiskey, this cake is hedonism at its best. And that's what I encourage. Hashtag hedonism bot. Until next time, make sure you eat, smoke, drink. Eat, smoke, drink. Look at that. And I don't know if I should be proud of it or ashamed of it, but yeah, it's fantastic.